What's up everyone? My name is Morcie, and if you're new to this channel, I help others have a shift in consciousness and heal themselves. And today, I want to talk about 4 signs that confirms to you that you're letting go of the outcome. That all that inner work you're doing, all that time you're spending on healing the mind and improving your relationship with yourself, it's working. It's working. Before I get started, I want to remind you all that I have applications open for one-on-one coaching. Be sure to check out that application down below. Link is down below. Spots are limited, so do fill that out as soon as you can. Now, 4 signs that you are letting go of the outcome, that you are flowing with the impermanent nature of reality. Number 1, you have accepted all of life's inevitable counterparts. I'm talking about light and dark. I'm talking about pleasure and pain. I'm talking about peace and conflict. This is what we look at the world and we see duality. We see it as opposites. One can argue that maybe they're not opposites, right? But it's just a perception we see it in through our own judgment. Because when we look out at the world, life just is what it is. But when you think about letting go of the outcome, you understand that there is so much purpose in experiencing the entire spectrum of reality of what life has to offer. Instead of always wanting to feel happy all the time, always wanting to experience light, what happens is that creates this attachment to a desired outcome, right? All suffering comes from attachments. When we create this idea in our mind that one aspect of reality is better than the other, that's when we begin to suffer, because it is inevitable that we experience the entire spectrum of reality. I think about my year this year, 2021, and where it's led me, and the dark spaces where I was once in, the dark spaces that, hey, it may rise again coming in the future. But I'll tell you what I learned from the darkness in my past, it has taught me so much. I've learned invaluable lessons that I could not have learned anywhere else from anyone else. It was only through that experience that I was able to learn with such depth, with such detail, with such awareness. I needed that darkness in order to appreciate the light, in order to appreciate the light even more. You know, one thing I can talk about is I'm a morning person. I enjoy the mornings. I will wake up at 5:30 in the morning just to catch the sunrise. But when there was this patch in my life where it was just up and down, emotions were up and down, I was unsure of how to regulate it, I lost that joy, I lost that want to go even be outside and acknowledge the sun shining, acknowledge the birds singing and the trees standing tall. Thoughts, right? They're just overwhelming because there was so much attachment to this desired outcome. In my mind, I didn't realize that I was trying to live someone else's life besides mine. But as I, little by little, right, step by step, I became the light for myself and got through the darkness, I was able to look back and say, wow, now the sunrise looks different to me. Now the tiniest little things throughout my day, I feel purpose, I feel meaning, I feel depth. Small little task, washing dishes, I can feel my presence. Going outside in nature, everything's more vibrant. And I'm not saying that awakening is supposed to be this boom viral moment, right? But it's subtle. It's very subtle. There's subtle differences. So you let go of the outcome by learning to accept and agree with the present moment. You are agreeing with the present moment and the lessons it has to offer you. The lesson you need is the lesson that is happening right now. Not in the past, not some idea of the future, but right now. So when you accept life in all of its inevitable counterparts, notice how you're chilling and you're fluid, you're loose, you're resilient. You're flowing with the impermanent nature of reality. Number 2, the second reason, or the second way, the second sign that you are letting go of the outcome is that you acknowledge that when reality does not meet your expectations, you know that you have avoided problems beyond your awareness. Listen, we are co-creators, man. We're not doing this on our own. We're not doing this on our own, right? We have life, we have the universe. It's helping us through our thoughts, through our mind, through our subconscious. Our subconscious is able to transform our thoughts and our feelings into form and circumstance within our reality, right? This is manifestation. We're co-creators, we're master manifestors. But I like to think of us as working in a team. We're working with ourselves and we're working with the universe. Some of you may say, hey, we're also working with our spirit guides. We're also working with our angels. We're also working with, ultimately, we're all one, right? Ultimately, we're all one. But relatively speaking, in terms of the point that I'm sharing, it could be helpful to view it in this perspective in order to help you let go of the outcome, right? So think about a time in your life where something didn't go the way you wanted it to go, but you actually ended up being grateful. Like, wow, I'm so glad it didn't happen the way I wanted, because that would have been a total mess, right? It could have been someone you liked, someone you fancied, and you realized, whoa, I'm so glad we didn't go any further than we did, because that would have been a mess, okay? It could have been a goal for your future, something you thought you wanted to do in your career, something a home you wanted, or whatever it might be, right? Sometimes those things in our lives, they're blocked because there's something better for us. And if we kept going through that path, we would have encountered so many issues, so many problems, that in actuality, the present moment is putting us in the most optimal path. The present moment is actually providing us and giving us what we actually need. It's okay to admit that we don't always know what we need for ourselves. In fact, for me, it feels so relieving when I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what I need. Can you help me? Can somebody help me? I don't know what I need. And it's in those moments where you're like, I don't know what I need, that you're just like, I'm gonna let this go. I'm gonna let life take its course. I'm gonna focus on the present moment and what the present moment has to offer, because whatever's happening right now in this moment is what I need. And you will recognize the depth in this moment. My words are only limited. I can only be a guide to share this with you. But when you take into account that, wow, life is working for me, it's helping me avoid problems, thank goodness, because listen, life is simple. And it doesn't have to be complicated. As long as we're awake and aware, we're working with the universe, we're working with the present moment. The present moment is simple. When we step out of the mind and into the present moment, it becomes simple. And we say, oh, I'm so grateful. I'm so incredibly grateful that what I wanted didn't turn out the way it had gone in my head. Because I don't know everything, and that's okay. Number 3. The third sign that you are letting go of the outcome is that you release the need to stand out or be special. You recognize that you are most comfortable being your authentic self. You see, the ego, right? The ego. The part of the mind that feels as though we're separate. The unobserved mind, the part of the mind we're unaware of, so it acts unconsciously. Anytime we do something that's unconscious, that is through the ego. We're unaware. It's unobserved. The ego, it makes us feel like we should be something that we're not right now. So it makes us feel that we need to strive. It makes it appear as though the things that we want to bring into our lives or feel within us or just be is so difficult. It cannot survive within the present moment. It loves the past. It loves the future. And that's why often we get so caught up in the mind. We get so caught up in judgment. We get so caught up in this need for success, a need to stand out. This is all an image within the mind. It's all a narrative within the mind to be something. So you're trying instead of just being, instead of just doing, instead of experiencing the joy of being. I often have to remind myself and think about myself like, hey, what outcome are you attached to? I have to remind myself, hey, are you striving to do something? Are you striving to be something? If you are, you don't have to. You have a choice, remember? Oftentimes, when we're too caught up in our mind, we don't realize all the choices that we have. We don't realize that, you can let this go, right? You can just be here in the simplicity of the present moment. We don't recognize that because we're so caught up in the mind. We don't even realize that the ego is operating. Listen, the ego is not our enemy. Thoughts are not our enemies. It's just that we have to learn how to use them. We have to learn how to use them to our advantage. We never truly learned. So we're here and we're thinking life is so difficult, is so hard. I mean, listen, life can be difficult, okay? I'm not saying that life can't be difficult. But what I am saying is that it's simpler than you think. And you can make life less complicated, all right? As long as you're open and aware to doing so. So when you choose to let go of this image of success, when you choose to say, I'm good with right here, it doesn't mean that you're not trying to grow. It doesn't mean that you're not trying to reach new heights, right? It just means you're present, awake, and aware in the moment. And you're not straining yourself. You're not drooling and yearning after a future moment. You see, you're letting go of the outcome when you realize that, the present moment is far more rewarding than this idea of a future moment. The present moment is real. It's tangible. We can see it. We can feel it. We breathe it. In fact, it's the only moment that exists, right? Yet, within our mind, we get so fixated on a future moment, saying this moment is better. This moment is better than this moment. I want that moment. I want that future moment. It's not real. It's not here. It's not here right now. That's something that I remind myself of, and it brings me back, and I feel so good. I feel so relieved. I feel like all I have to do is be myself. And I recognize and I honor this moment, and I recognize that, hey, if there's something that I don't have right now, well, maybe, I'm being prepared to receive it. So let's focus on right now. Let's focus on this moment here, right now. I say right now a lot, right? Right now. We have to begin to shift the narrative within our mind. So we begin to act, think, and feel in ways that are consistent with new ways of being. We have to do new things and experience new things to expand our awareness. It's very easy to get caught up in the competition of this world, the fast-paced society, the society that's filled with excess, right? But when we step back and we say, hey, you know what? I don't have to worry about success. I don't want to worry about that. Success is your, if that's what you want, it's yours. But be here. It's already yours, so be here, right? You don't have to worry about, don't worry about everyone liking you. Not everyone is for you. You're not gonna like everyone. So be here, be with yourself, focus on you. Number 4, the fourth sign that you are letting go of the outcome is that you find opportunity in everything you experience. I actually feel like I kind of spoke about this, but you're letting go of the outcome because you're focused on now, right? You're focused on, wow, this is what the present moment is bringing me, so I'm gonna focus on it here because it is helping me receive and be able to handle whatever it is I'm meant to handle, right? You think about maybe sports or something. This is the first thing that comes to mind for me, okay? You know, soccer's my favorite sport. I grew up playing soccer, best sport in the world. No one can argue with me there. But you gotta think about it, right? Let's say you have playoffs coming, right? Or you're playing this team that is like, whoa, apparently they're so good. Well, before you go to play that team, you gotta practice. You got several practices before you reach that. When I think about letting go of the outcome, I think about something like that, saying, listen, I need to practice. I need to be here. I need to be present. I need to accept the lesson that the present moment is offering at the moment and honor that and say thank you. Because clearly I'm not ready to receive whatever it is yet, and that's okay. Why? Because this moment is far more rewarding. It's real. It's tangible. You can see it, you can smell it, you can taste it. It's all about getting out of the mind and into the present moment. Everything within the mind is just an idea. It's just an idea. We use these ideas to our advantage. This is why we say positive affirmations, right? This is why we use visualization. All of those are very powerful for manifestation, but it's all about how we use it. And if we're getting too stuck in the mind, if we're getting too caught up in these ideas in the mind, it's time to come and step into the present moment. It's time to figure out, what is this moment offering and how can I use this experience to my advantage? The world, it's not meant to make us happy. We can feel happy, but happy is one of the feelings we feel out of the spectrum of feelings. But it's here to make us conscious. It's not here to make us happy. It's here to make us conscious, right? Don't wait on the world to make you happy. You're gonna be waiting for so many moments, and then you're gonna be feeling so dreadful in other moments because you're yearning for another moment. Focus on how life can make you more aware. How can life make you more conscious? How is life allowing you to evolve? Shift your state of consciousness, right? The way you perceive. That's what it's doing for you every single moment. Focus on that, and that is what you will receive. My name is Morcie. If you enjoyed this video, do make sure you like and subscribe. And be sure to check out my free guided meditation for observing thoughts and emotions fade away. Link down below. Until next time, peace.